Hello students. So today I am going to discuss with you about MIMD. MIMD systems can be communicated through shared memory or through an interconnection network. I have already discussed about other shared memory things. So we have multiple processors. And these all multiple processors are sharing only single memory. So definitely if there is a single memory, so I can easily access the data whatever is required from this memory. Okay, interconnection networks are often classified according to their topology, routing strategy and switching techniques. So that is a thing which we already know about the topology, routing strategies and switching techniques. These all things basically defines that how the interconnection network, how better systems can be defined and implemented. Of these, the topology is a major determining factor in overhead cost of the message passing. Message passing takes time into network latency and incurs overhead in the processor. Interconnection networks can be either static or dynamic. Processor to memory connections usually employ dynamic interconnections. Okay, so dynamic interconnection means I can define my connections again and again, and because there are many processors, and that may be possible that a different type of processor need to access the memory again and again, and which location they need to access, that also depends and also affect the interconnection network. Okay, so non-blocking interconnection allow connections to occur simultaneously. Processor to processor message passing interconnections are usually static and can employ any of the several different topologies as shown in the following slide. So these are some of the topologies which are static. These are static in nature, they cannot be changed. So completely connected, star, linear, tree, mesh ring, 3D hypercube, bus. So these all topologies are used to assess the basically you can say message passing technique can be used by means of these topologies. So some dynamic routings are also there. For example, there are memories, memory 1, memory 2, memory 3, memory 4, CPU, many CPUs are there, and these can be defined by the interconnections, and these are dynamic interconnections. So that is possible that to switch on or off. So I can switch on it, I can switch off it, and when I switch on it, then CPU 1 will be directed towards the memory 1. If suppose this switch is on, then it is connected to memory 2. So likewise this we can connect my computers or processors with the memory. So now here you can see that there are different type of the you can say switches, or you can say transfer of the information. One is throw. In the throw you can directly transfer the information directly towards single. In the cross you can transfer the direction. You can see the direction of the flow. So that is the way by which we can connect. Okay, upper broadcast. So both of the connection is connected towards upside, both of the connections are connected towards lower side. So learn these all things. So it is a 2x2 matrix, and now there are advantage and disadvantage to each switching approach. Bus based networks, while economical, can be bottleneck. Parallel bus can elevate the bottlenecks but are costly. Cross bar networks are non-blocking but require n square switches to connect n entities. Omega networks are blocking networks but exhibits less contention than bus based networks. They are somewhat more economical than crossbar networks, and nodes needing log 2 n stages with n by 2 switches per stage. So there are some tightly coupled multiprocessor systems use the same memory. They are also referred to as a shared memory multiprocessors. Okay, so shared memory multiprocessors are important to understand. The processor do not necessarily have to share the same block of the physical memory. Each processor can have its own memory, but it must share it with the other processor. So that is one of the thing which is important in shared memory architecture. Configuration such as these are called distributed shared memory multiprocessors. So in my next lecture I will tell you about shared memory MIMD architectures. So thank you for this lecture.